Bonjour, hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Ingrid Bejerman, and I'm a part of the programming team for Blue Metropolis Metropolis Bleu, the Montreal International Literary Festival. I am in charge of the Azul section of the festival, the Spanish and Portuguese track, and other aspects of our programming. It is in this capacity that I'm pleased to speak today with British, more like worldly, writer and historian Simon Sebag Montefiore, to whom the festival will be awarding the Blue Metropolis Words to Change Prize in 2025. The 27th edition of the festival will take place in Montreal from April 24th to 27 of this year for the in-person programming and starting April 14 for the online programming, which includes this interview. The theme of the festival this year is Time, the Tree, the Page. The Blue Metropolis Words to Change Prize is awarded to a writer whose body of work contributes to a better understanding of the different cultures that make up the world. Simon Sebag Montefiore's work contributes greatly to this, and it particularly resonates with the concept of time, one of the key aspects of this year's festival theme. In anticipation of his arrival in Montreal at the end of April to receive this award, we thought this brief interview would inspire you, dear festival goers, to come and meet him. Simon Sebag Montefiore, hello.
Hello, nice to be here.
Thank you. It's lovely, lovely to have you as always, and we can't wait to see you here in Montreal. Now, first
Say,
question. If there is ever a writer that could be deemed citizen of the world, that writer is you. Please tell us a little bit about your work, focusing especially on your last book, the aptly titled The World, A Family History of Humanity, and how your own very special and notable personal family history informs your writing.
The World is my most recent book. It's a history of all of humanity, all nations, all continents, all religions, over 5,000 years, and it's basically from the Stone Age to the Drone Age, and it's told through families. And families, of course, are the universal unit of human life. And so this book is really the culmination of my life's work, which is um, to inform, to follow a mission of trying to tell people what they didn't know, to explore the connections between different peoples, different places, different times, the divergences, the convergences, the things that link us, the things that divide us, and it's really a chronicle of course, of killing, of disaster, of war, but also a celebration of humankind, of poetry, of art, of love, of family. And and so I've really put everything I've kind of experienced in my life into this book, both as a war correspondent and a historian, and knowing many interesting statesmen. And so I hope you enjoy it. I'm really looking forward to discussing it in Montreal. I can't wait to come.
Well, we can't wait to have you, as I keep saying many, many times, you know. And so you wrote this book during the pandemic. Tell us about this, considering the notion of time and the festival. You wrote this book during the pandemic at a very particular point of your career. And we have to mention that you have, I mean, I don't know, like 20 books or like 20, like how many books have you written, Simon? I haven't
I
counted, but
don't I don't know exactly. It
it's a huge
depends how you
bibliography.
calculate it.
Exactly. It's a huge bibliography, and you know, and encompasses all of from the history of the Middle East to the Russians to and also families are very prominent. I mean, the Romanovs, I mean, the families are very prominent in your work. But
Yes.
what led you to do this work, and especially that you I understand you wrote it during lockdown, right?
Well, I'd always wanted to write this book. I've always wanted to write a world history in a completely different way than it's ever been done before. And for better or for worse, no one's done it like this before. Um, but I should say also that, you know, my books are written to inform, to be based on scholarship, but they're also written to be read by everybody and to entertain. In
Yes.
um, in lockdown, I was able to write this book. I don't think I could have written it before lockdown. And since you asked about time, um, I would never have been able to write it in a normal time period. But because of lockdown, I literally became a sort of monk, and I lived in a sort of monastery in this office, and I wrote from dawn till dusk every day, and I completed the book. I'd been afraid that I'd never be able to do it, but I did it.
And your wife is
Here it
also,
is.
speaking of family, yes, no, and speaking of routines and family, your wife is also Santa Montefiore is also a writer. And was she present in the house around us? And was she writing as well? Was she in
No, no, she was
another
right.
room of the
She went
monastery?
to the to another monastery in the
To another
countryside.
monastery?
But I had to stay here because I had all my books piled up, and I had to work here. But it was great to have written The World, and it fits very well into my other books, which, as you said, Jerusalem, A History of the Middle East, the Romanovs, A History of the Russian Empire over the last over 400 years. So it works really well with those three books kind of work together.
Yes, I mean, especially when you think of Jerusalem and well, the family, I mean, your work is at the intersection of many languages, traditions, and cultures, and of course, time. What are your expectations in that sense to attend Blue Metropolis, the world's first multilingual festival in its 27th edition here in Montreal? Because this is a multilingual festival where you can actually speak in many languages and showcase this versatility. I think in a city like no other, personally, if I may put a word in for Montreal. What are your
Well,
expectations?
I love Montreal. I've only been once, and I love it. So I cannot wait to return. I've heard amazing things about the festival. I've heard amazing things about the speakers you have this year, who I can't wait to meet and talk with. And yeah, the theme of it is extremely interesting. It's about time. It's about knowledge. It's about the exchange of words and ideas. And so I think it's ever more important, given what's happening in the world, particularly in the United States, and in the Middle East too, that we celebrate cosmopolitanism, that we celebrate the world, the world existence, the world life together, and that I think is what you're celebrating there. So bring it on.
That's exactly the point. That's exactly the point. And as such, and as noted previously, the festival is recognizing your trajectory with the Words to Change Prize, which, as I mentioned, is awarded to a writer whose literary work contributes to a better understanding of the different cultures that make up the world. So, what does the prize mean to you, and how do you feel your work and the work of other writers as well can continue to help the world, if you excuse the cliche, make a better place? How can this
Well,
contribute in
Well, everybody loves a prize, and so first of all, I'm very honoured to receive it. I like very much the theme of the prize, which really touches on what I've tried to do in my life's work and my life really. So it seems fitting. No one deserves any prize, but I'm thrilled to have it anyway. I've received quite a lot of prizes in my career. Um, but this is really the best of all of them because it's for a life's
This
work
is
and for
well,
what
you've
I've
been
done recently. So I'm very excited.
sorry to interrupt, but you've been at the top of our wish list for so many years, and the moment has finally arrived. I believe, because we do the programming, who would fit where, and because again, this is a literary festival, so the idea also is the person Simon Sebag will be coming here. It's beyond your work, but it's actually you as the writer and your body of work are the ones receiving this prize. So it's immensely moving for us as well. We are extremely excited. I can't wait until tomorrow where we actually launch the program. This recording will happen from April 14th onward, but everyone, just so you know, we're recording this a little bit before. So we can't disclose the writers at this recording, but on April 14th. But on that note, Simon, thank you so much. We'll continue this conversation in Montreal. And I remind everyone that Simon will be present at the Blue Metropolis International Literary Festival, again, which will take place from April 24th to 27, 2025 this year for the in-person programming. And there's no doubt that many readers and fans are now counting the days to attend your talks and to meet you in person and have you sign their books. So see you very soon, Simon. Take care. À
Thank you.
bientôt.
Can't wait to see you all.
Can't wait to see you as well. À bientôt.
A bientôt.